Call Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakha Kodash. That's who this world ignorantly called God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Ancient Hebrew tongue. Double honors to the elders and apostles across the four corners of the earth that's pushing this truth and sincerity. We know where that truth lives, with the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Here to give a couple clips, man, on how this man is being sought out for the Lord is allowing his own people to search out the chemicals that he has been allowing the so like that all the chemicals that he has put in the food and the candy, it's all being sought out, especially the food that they give to our children, that the American people choose to give to their children. I was a victim of it as well at a point in time, man, but this is and through these chemicals in the food, man, they cause strange behavior within the kids, man. And, that's where you get a lot of this ADHD type shit and, allergic to peanuts. And, this man done searched things so deep to where, he got it. He put it in in things that our kids love to affect our kids, man. And that's why you got these YNs running around here. That's why you got these little kids not caring about nothing. They're running around, they're a whole off defect, man. They're just off. And it's due to the chemicals that Esau has put in his food, man. So in a sense, let alone with the single mother homes, man, single mothers raising these boys, the mother really gonna, give the kids, what they want, man. And, that's hot Cheetos and candy, Snickers, Skittles, Sprites, you know what I mean? Like, and it really takes effects on our kids, man. And Esau knows these things, man. But I got a couple clips I'm going to play, man. I own no rights to this video. Fair use, fair use. It's all for educational purposes. Fair use, fair use. I own no rights to it. Disclaimer, fair use. But yeah, man, I'm going to play a couple clips, man. I'm going to bring out a couple precepts as well, man. But, just to show you how deep this man mind is, man, how fucked up this man mind is. And let me remind you, in this video, it shows you how, okay, America delivers to UK as well, overseas. So, and they don't put as near as much chemicals in the food that's delivered overseas to UK that the chemicals they put here for the people here, man. That's why the people here, it's a big difference from the people in the UK and the people here. These chemicals make you a whole defect, man. Let alone the jump shot they wanted everybody to get in 2020. That's really got people bugged out, man. But let me play the video.
There's something critical you need to know about the American food system. It affects all of our lives and has been overlooked for decades. Our government is letting U.S. food companies get away with serving American citizens harmful ingredients that are banned or heavily regulated in other countries. Even worse, American food companies are selling the same product overseas without these chemicals, but choose to serve us the most toxic version. One set of ingredients over there and another one here. Let me give you some examples. This is McDonald's French fries from the United States. It has 11 ingredients, but in the UK, there's only 4. And
oh, see. Over here, it's 11 ingredients just for a goddamn French fry. In the UK, it's only 4. It's a big difference. Big difference, man. 7 more chemicals placed in a fucking damn French fry here, man. And you got niggas that eat that shit all day. Niggas eat, man. You got niggas eating McDonald's daily. You know what I mean?
Salt is optional. This one has an ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane, an ingredient that can be preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, and just happens to be the first ingredient in silly putty.
And people still line up to go get this shit to this day, man. Still fucking line up to go get this shit to this day, man. That's why everybody is around here is fucking zombies, man. They don't believe anything. All they care about is shit that don't matter. And they love to eat plastic food, bro. Food that's not real. Fucking the congregation of the dead, man. This is another way you have to come out of Babylon as well, man. Through the food. You know? To receive the spirit, you have to come out of this place through the food. You have to come out of this bitch totally, period, man. You have to come up out of Babylon, man. Through her ways and through her diet.
This is United States Fanta right here. It's made with high fructose corn syrup, artificial dye, yellow 6, red 40, and sodium benzenate. In the UK, they have real orange juice inside, and it's colored with carrots and pumpkin. In Skittles, there's 10 different artificial dyes here in the United States, plus titanium dioxide, an ingredient that's banned in Europe because it causes DNA damage.
And titanium dioxide, no. Trisodium phosphate or one of them is something like that. That's paint thinner. It's fucking paint thinner, man. If you go to Home Depot, I believe it was trisodium phosphate. I believe I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but you know, you go look that up, man. It's paint thinner, man. And they put that shit in fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bro. You know? Like, what the fuck is paint thinner doing in Cinnamon Toast Crunch? You know, and that's why, you know, Esau labeled these chemicals in Latin words, man. You know, to where people won't be, you can't even pronounce these words, man, on the back of a cereal box. You know?
Gatorade, here in the United States, uses red 40 and caramel color. In Germany, they use carrots and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. M&M's has 10 artificial dyes made from petroleum linked to hyperactivity in children. Here in the United States and in the UK, they only use 1.
Number devils out there.
Let's talk about Doritos. Doritos, this bag of Doritos from the United States has MSG and artificial food dye, but in the UK, it doesn't. And America's favorite cookie, Oreo's birthday cake, has 4 different artificial food dyes, and in Europe, they use beets, spirulina, and turmeric. And worst of all, right over the border,
they're killing us.
this box of Fruit Loops
Killing
in Canada
Pete.
is naturally colored with carrot juice, blueberry juice, and watermelon juice. This American version has 4 different artificial dyes made from petroleum and the preservative BHT, which is an endocrine disrupting chemical linked to cancer. This is why I became a food activist. My name is Vani Hari, and I only want one thing. I want Americans to be treated the same way as citizens in other countries by our own American companies. Over the last 60 years, almost all food additives have been created for one sole purpose: to improve the bottom line of the food industry and not improve our health. These chemicals are created to mimic real food, to make it easier and cheaper for food manufacturers to preserve their food, to make it last longer on the shelf, to help manufacturing, and sinister of all, to allow them to create products that are addictive in nature. We use over 10,000 food additives in the United States, but there's only 400 approved for use in Europe. Right now, we're at a critical moment where Americans are sicker than ever, and much of this is due to the alarming amount of chemicals in our food. Asking companies to remove artificial food dye would make an immediate impact. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They already have the formulations, as I've shown you. Food companies have found in focus groups, children will eat more of their product with artificial dye because it's more attractive and appealing. Do you want to see the differences between, open the box,
what's she saying?
Product with artificial dye because it's more attractive. Need to reinvent the wheel. Asking companies to remove artificial food dye would make an immediate impact. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They already have the formulations, as I've shown you. Food companies have found in focus groups, children will eat more of their product with artificial dye because it's more attractive and appealing. Do you want to see the differences between? Yeah, let's open the box. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. So this is the U.S. version right here. This is the Canadian version. Here we go.
More attracting and appealing is crazy. No, what it is probably the ones that's going overseas in the UK has less sugar. Less sugar, less artificial sweeteners, man. Versus here, filled with nothing but artificial sweeteners and dyes and MSG. Things that will get you hooked to the food. That's why they like the product more.
And the worst part, food companies know the harms of these additives because they willingly remove them overseas due to stricter regulations to avoid warning labels that state it will cause an adverse effect on activity and attention in children, and due to other health risks like autoimmune disorders and cancer. This is one of the most hypocritical policies of food companies, and somebody needs to hold them accountable.
Yeah, somebody should. Somebody should. But Esau ain't gonna hold this. Esau ain't gonna do that. Let me go right here. Looked up what do red 40 and yellow 5 do. It says red 40 and yellow 5 derive from petroleum, which are synthetic dyes added to food to enhance color, which can cause behavioral issues such as hyperactivity and irritability, especially in children. Studies suggest potential risks, including allergy reactions, migraines, and in animal studies, potential DNA damage or cancer. See that, man? So, and hey, you know, a lot of you know, if your kids come up to you talking about I got a headache, or you know, they tend to be allergic to things, man. That's what these guys are doing. Are always hyper, can't sit down. You know what I mean? And the scriptures describe these women gonna bring forth monsters, man. And look at these kids now, you know. Look at them, man. They barely want to listen to anything. We got something else to show you.
I'll tell you right now, they're about to turn this shit into gummy bears. This is fucking disgusting. This is fucking nasty. No one likes to talk about this shit. No one likes to look at this stuff. The thing that gets me is people will comment, oh, if you would share your sources on your fear-mongering ass videos. I'm like, bro, what is a better source than fucking 4K footage of, like, inside the factory? Like, bro.
So see, man. Making gummies through pigskin. And then look at this.
These are both males. The one on the bottom, acting as the female, we affectionately refer to as Darnell. He's a genetic male that not only acts like a female, he lays eggs like a female. She has been exposed to atrazine all of her life. I don't even really know how to reference it. This is Darnell's third clutch. So Darnell has sons and daughters that we've grown up. You can see eggs in the bottom.
These motherfuckers that put a chemical in the tap water that turns you into a mo. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64. Bring it out again, man. This is one of my favorite precepts because this shit explains this man to a T. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse. I'm going to read verse 5. I'm going to start at verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, man. So, the type of mind frame this man has, and this when the Lord says the heart is deep, that's not talking about the heart, you know, that's within the rib cage. That's talking about your mind, man. And this nigga, bro, to come up with some shit like this, man, that's why everybody want to be, that's why everybody like this, man. That's why you got a lot of jakes with these mo tendencies, man. With these liking man's tendencies, man. It's from the goddamn tap water, man. That's why we need Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to get us away from this ungodly man, bro. That's why we need this spirit to stay on us. We take showers in this shit, man. You know? And taking shower in water that can fucking turn you gay is fucking wild, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga is crazy.
This is actually her second clutch for today. She has been copulating for getting close to 24 hours now. This is probably one of the most remarkable things.
The whole fucking the whole frog gay. Frog end up having kids and everything. They called it in the name of the frog Daryl. It's fucking crazy, man. This nigga is OC, man. This nigga is OC, man. This nigga is let me get a precept, man. Get another precept real quick, and I'm gonna end it, man. This is Deuteronomy, chapter 28. I'm gonna go to 60. And you know, the Lord prophesied to us that he's gonna have these strange, you know, these strange illnesses come upon us, man. You know what I mean? And he's allowing it to come to light through Esau. Through Esau's science and his fucking technology, man. That's how wicked this nigga is, man. We taking a shower, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this is why you got these YNs doing these gay ass fruity dances. Everybody, they painting their nails. You know, it's just out of hand, man. It's fucking out of hand. Jay, we cry and sigh every day for the Lord to destroy this place, man. But hey, he's on the hills. The Lord on the hills, man. This place is done. This place is done. But let me get this precept. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 60 through 61. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the disease of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, here's the point, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of the law, them will the Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, man. And you know, some of these illnesses is through red 40, yellow 5, all these petroleum synthetic dyes that he put in the food and water, man. You know? That's why, man, that's why it's important to fast amongst this place, man, and stray away from these things. Yeah, it's understandable that, man, look, Negroes grew up eating this shit. So, yeah, it's going to be a task straying away from it. You know what I mean? And you're going to have some of our people having a problem doing it. If you do, okay, work on straying away from it, man. You know, discipline yourself. If you can't quit cold turkey, break it down to having it 2 times a week. You know? Me personally, I'm a fan of ice cream. I like ice cream every now and then, bro. But I gotta watch how I eat it, bro. I gotta make sure what brand of ice cream I get. That's what matters as well, man. But you know, I gotta watch it because I gotta watch my body, and I gotta watch it because, hey, man, you know, we ain't in the time to just be eating all this bullshit, man. We're not in the time for that, man. You know, this place is at war, and it's a lot of shit going on, man. So we're in a time where you should get your mind, body, and soul together, man. You know? But, you know, this is putting this shit in the food as a result of these YNs, man. And the result of these little whores, man. It's the result of these fruity ass moles, man. You know, these studs. You know what I mean? This is the result. Esau created all this shit, man. You know? That's why the Lord says, they can roughly paraphrasing, complain about a ungodly father, man. And that's what this nation is doing. His own nation is complaining about what he's doing, man. You know? But yeah, man. With that, I'm ending, man. On to the next.